A tragedy today in Iowa's capital. 2 police officers from 2 departments were gunned down earlier today. The suspect is in custody. We'll have the details coming up next. I'm Avery Wink.
And I'm Alex Abler. Only 6 days now separate us from the 2016 election. And on the heels of October's news cycle, the national polls have tightened, making it anyone's guess on who the race to the White House. These stories and more on this edition of the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
First, the latest on the tragic incident that unfolded earlier this morning in Des Moines, Iowa, where 2 metro area police officers were shot and killed in an apparent ambush-style attack. Police say suspect Scott Green was apprehended just north of Interstate 80 at about the 100-mile marker west of Des Moines on a gravel road without incident. Green is said to have walked up to a Department of Natural Resources employee, produced his driver's license, and asked the employee to call 911. Deputies responded and he was taken into custody. Officials say Green was complaining of an existing medical condition and was taken to the hospital. Green is suspect of shooting Urbandale police officer Justin Martin and Des Moines Sergeant Anthony Bamino.
According to a timeline provided by authorities, this morning's arrest ended a manhunt that began in the early morning hours. At about 1:06 a.m., police from Urbandale and Des Moines departments responded to a report of gunfire at the intersection of 70th Street and Aurora Avenue. That's where Urbandale officer Justin Martin was shot. About 1:26 a.m., Des Moines Police Sergeant Bamino was shot and killed near the intersection of Merle Hay Road and Sheridan Avenue while responding to the scene. For Des Moines, these killings are the first time police officers have been shot and killed in the line of duty since 2 officers were gunned down in separate incidents in 1977. In response to the attacks on the 2 police officers, Iowa Governor Terry Branstad released a joint statement early Wednesday morning with Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds. Branstad said, "An attack on public safety officers is an attack on the public safety of all Iowans. We call on Iowans to support our law enforcement officials in bringing this suspect to justice. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of the police officers who were tragically killed in the line of duty, as well as the officers who continue to put themselves in harm's way."
Reporter Ben Oldeck of WHO TV in Des Moines has been covering the story all day. He joins us live from WHO. And Ben, have you talked to you have talked to a friend of the alleged shooter, Scott Green, correct?
That's right. I talked to a man named Ronald Williams Jr. He's been a friend of Green's for the past 26 years. They had worked together previously as mechanics, and they last worked together in 2004, but they've still kept close in touch. In fact, he calls him a guy that is very much like his brother. He says that they've hunted together, they've fished together, they even share the same birthday. And so when he found out this morning, it was an understatement to say that he was stunned. He just says that he was shocked. His heart was racing 1,000 miles an hour of just finding out that his friend was the man that police say pulled the trigger.
So, Ben, how are Des Moines and Urbandale communities reacting to this tragedy today?
Well, as you can expect, I mean, the whole metro area is absolutely heartbroken right now. And it's something that we've unfortunately recently seen. Earlier in the year, we lost 2 of our officers in a car accident while they were transporting a prisoner back from Omaha, actually. And so we're seeing a lot of the same things that we saw then. Police memorials going up all over the place, people putting flowers on officers' cars, makeshift memorials at the area that these 2 officers were killed. But it's kind of put a whole damper on the entire city, because as tragic as it is to lose officers in a car accident, It's a whole nother level when you have somebody that goes up and shoots them point blank, in a car. And especially today was supposed to be a happy day in the city with the Cubs in the World Series. As you might know, we have their AAA affiliate here, the iCubs, and so everyone was on cloud nine hours before this whole shooting happened. And now you can feel the city has just completely been taken down several notches, guys.
Ben, thank you so much for the report. Ben Oldeck is a reporter for the WHO TV News here in Des Moines. He joined us live from there.
The matter of public safety is also a concern being addressed on next week's ballot if you live in Douglas County. Voters will decide on a multi-million-dollar bond that will implement more advanced technology and alleviate a strain on our police and fire departments. Omaha News reporter Alejandra Cortez investigated the bond issue and spoke with the county commissioner.
Election day is less than a week away, and while much of the attention has been focused on the presidential candidates, a $45 million bond issued to make safety improvements will also be on the ballot. County Commissioner Marianne Borgeson said the bond will be used to update the 911 system.
The first is our 911 communication, and that's replacing very obsolete, soon-to-be end-of-life equipment, and then relocating them into a new building just adjacent to where they are right now on 156 in Maple.
The bond will also be used to make renovations to the county jail, as well as other improvements. Borgeson stated that with current bonds soon to be paid off, the money will be available for these improvements. According to County Commissioner Marianne Borgeson, the approval of this bond is so important that even if it's rejected by voters this November, they will have to find another way to fund it, even if that means eventually raising taxes.
Taxpayers will be looking at a tax increase because we will have to then raise the mill levy to generate the revenue, enough revenue to make the replacement that we're talking about in this bond issue.
For the Omaha News, I'm Alejandra Cortez.
The county commissioner encourages voters to learn more about the bond issue before hitting the voting booth next Tuesday.
The Douglas County Election Commissioner's Office is a busy place to be with just 1 week to go in this year's election, especially with the numbers being as high as they are.
Early voting and early voting requests by mail are at an all-time high.
With the election looming here in Omaha, Douglas County has seen an uptick in voters and voter registration. Brian Cruz, Douglas County Election Commissioner, says that the boost from early registration has led to records in the office.
We are at an all-time high registered voters here in Douglas County. As of October 1st, we're at 341,233. We expect that number to climb, obviously.
Cruz says that social media has definitely aided in the turnout and registration process.
The 21st was the last day to register to vote or update your voter registration online. And Facebook and other social media had pushed out things Wednesday and Thursday evening. And on Friday alone, we had about 4,500 voter registrations or update registrations.
Cruz says his office will stay open later next week for convenience. Office hours on Election Day are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
People around the country are talking extensively about a blue dot. That is, of course, Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, which both candidates would like to go their way on November 8th. In 1992, Nebraska implemented a law that would split their electoral college votes. The 2nd Congressional District, whose electoral vote went to Obama in 2008, gained the nickname Blue Dot due to its location in a predominantly Republican state. Douglas County Democratic Party Chair Crystal Rhodes believes that young voters connected with Obama more than in years past.
A lot of young voters, a lot of people who had not previously felt very connected to the party, were coming in and we're caucusing, and we're very, very excited about what was happening here.
In the following years, however, something changed that would make it more difficult to gain the blue dot in the future.
Between 2008 and the 2012 elections, a census occurred and the legislature redistricted CD2.
While the state voted Republican on a national scale, the district did still see something that hadn't happened for a long time.
We did see a little bit of an anomaly in that the congressman that was elected was, for the first time in a very long time, a Democrat.
November 8th will be the big reveal to see if the blue dot returns for a second time. Amidst the controversy of newly discovered emails, the Clinton campaign is pressing on and the presidential race is now neck and neck. As of today, the national poll results are mixed. A poll done by the University of Southern California and the Los Angeles Times shows the Republican nominee Donald Trump with a 6-point lead.
But according to NBC Wall Street Journal, the 6-point lead belongs to Hillary Clinton. In the battleground states, Hillary Clinton leads Donald Trump by 4 points in North Carolina, while Trump is ahead by 1 point in Ohio. Today, Clinton is campaigning in Las Vegas and then in Temple, Arizona. Donald Trump is spending another day in Florida, holding rallies in Miami, Orlando, and Pensacola.
Trump seemingly gained a few percentage points after a tough weekend for the Democratic nominee. Friday afternoon, news broke that FBI Director James Comey wrote a letter to Congress informing them of their discovery of a new batch of emails that appear to be pertinent to the Clinton email investigation that was previously closed by Comey in July. According to an FBI source, the new emails were discovered after the Bureau seized devices belonging to former Representative Anthony Weiner and his wife Huma Abedin, a top Clinton aide. Weiner is currently under investigation for allegedly sexting with a 15-year-old girl. Comey said the FBI could not yet assess whether the new material is significant, and he could not predict how long it would take to complete his additional work.
And don't forget, you can join us right here on election night as we bring you the latest poll results, interviews, and commentary from our hosts of political experts. So please join us on November 8th starting at 7 o'clock right here on the Knowledge Network.
Later in the show, we'll show you how some Mavericks are soaring to new heights.
But coming up next, we'll take you downtown where the Coneco Library is getting a facelift. Stay tuned.
I have no idea where I'm at right now. I just really need some help. Do you need some help? Yeah. Okay. Library's here. I heard the word help. Yeah.
Student ambassadors are here to give a helping hand to anyone on campus. We're also your one-stop stop for tours of UNO's campuses and providing new student orientation so you can register for classes. Find us in the Welcome Center located next to the Weber Fine Arts Building.
The UNO TV team teaches students the skills they need to take professional jobs in the Omaha community. Through paid positions, students build their skills in lighting, audio, camera work, and other essential control room operations. Programs air locally on TKN and statewide on NHE World. UNO Television, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
The Library Cafe at UNO's Chris Library is the ideal spot to stop in and grab a bite to eat. Order a hot cup of coffee or other drinks. Chat with friends or study.
This is the Omaha News.
Coneco is in the final process of their new atrium project that will include more space and levels for their structure. Our Justin Eidelman gives us an update on how the project can change the old market area.
A year ago, Kaneko started building their new Atrium project. The nonprofit organization is ready for it to be completed. Kaneko, which is located on 11th and Jones Street, has been a little discombobulated due to the renovation. But Director of Programming Michael Holland says it will all be worth it in the end.
So it'll expand our capabilities as a nonprofit organization to do more exhibitions, visual art exhibitions, more performance.
Kaneko will reopen to the public on November 12th when their new art exhibition, Passion and Obsession, will begin. Not only will this renovation help Kaneko gain attraction, Holland says the south side of the old market will benefit from it as well.
I think with the completion of this structure, we have another immediate kind of visual landmark that will forever change the face of the Omaha Old Market.
The new Atrium project will allow Kaneko to expand their exhibits and events, but Director of Operations Andrew Bauer says this project will hopefully inform people more on what Kaneko is.
It'll bring a little bit more notoriety to the organization, kind of let people know that we're down here. I think there's still some people who have trouble finding us or just don't fully realize what Kaneko is or where we're at.
The Atrium project is near completion, and when it is, Kaneko will have a new front door. For the Omaha News, I'm Justin Eidelman.
Even with construction, the KUNO Library, which is attached to Kaneko, has stayed open Tuesday through Fridays from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
A road construction project has begun that will turn the stretch of Highway 30 connecting Schuyler and Fremont into a 4-lane expressway. The road expansion will be completed in 3 phases: Schuyler to Rogers, Rogers to North Bend, and then North Bend to Fremont. It is part of a greater vision to create continuous 4-lane highways connecting to the interstate system in an effort to boost Nebraska's economy by drawing in new businesses. All 3 phases are expected to be completed by 2019 at a cost of around $25 million. A portion of the project was made possible by the Build Nebraska Act that dedicated state sales tax revenue to making highway improvements.
Coming up after the break, a group of Maverick aviators are flying high.
Please stay with us.
Watch ICU Learning English on the Knowledge Network.
But about how you're feeling right now. One thing you would like our viewers to know about this state.
The importance of volunteerism.
What are you saying to folks?
I'm here to discuss these images.
When you can take that knowledge and that expertise and that passion in terms that they're all going to understand.
They need to know the real stories.
I'm Kathy Wyatt. Join us for Consider This each week on NET1.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
The Creative Production Lab is a space for students to express themselves through artistic creation. Whether they want to do something visual, such as using the 3D printer or laser cutter, or if they want to create an audio project in the Whisper Room, the options are endless within the Creative Production Lab.
This is the Omaha News.
The Flying Mavs just returned from regionals, where they placed second with a little help from the UNO Aviation Institute. Reporter Jose Rodriguez reports next on the Aviation Institute has to offer students who want to take the skies.
Did you know that the University of Nebraska Omaha has an aviation institute?
When the program was started, it was really designed to bring college-level flight training program to Omaha.
Director Scott Terry explains what does the institute offers to the students.
Prepare students for careers as pilots, but also prepare them for careers as airport administrators, air traffic controllers, airline managers, and so forth.
The professional flight concentration requires students to take courses at UNO, but also flight training. President Lisa Lamania from Advanced Airing Airport talks about this aspect of the program.
What we contribute is helping those people get their private, instrument, commercial, multi-engine, flight instructor ratings so that eventually they can become an airline pilot or move on to the corporate world.
The Institute has also added new technology through the years for the students to use.
They're both Redbird simulators. One is a static or stationary simulator. The other is a motion simulator.
After students finish their required courses, flight training, and get their appropriate license, they can actually start working at the very same places they started as students.
15 flight instructors. So we have and most of those are actually UNO alumni. They're all people that have gone to the university and are familiar with their program. They've flown and got their ratings here, and then I hire them to become instructors.
For the Omaha News, I'm Jose Rodriguez.
Next up for the Flying Mavs is the 2017 NIFA SafeCon National Aviation Competition.
University of Nebraska at Omaha Chancellor John Christensen gave his final State of the University address Tuesday. Holding back emotion at times, Christensen cited UNO's increased enrollment, improved retention rates, introduction of doctoral programs in exercise science, biomedical informatics, and gerontology, as well as the building of the White's Community Engagement Center and the Baxter Arena, all which took place under his leadership. Christensen, who took over 10 years ago, will be stepping down in June. After the break, one Maverick student struggled with diabetes and how eating healthy can improve the quality of life for those with the disease.
Don't go away.
UNO TV invites you to take a journey around the world, to lush jungles with endangered species, to exotic lands and different cultures, to lost cities beneath the sands. Travel through time to see ancient secrets on the other side of the world, the growth of the American West, or the start of Nebraska's largest city, or just explore our state. Find out about Nebraska in World War II. Learn how Omaha has grown since. Discover the effort to renovate its green spaces, the history of one of its most impressive buildings, or look at its internationally recognized university. For over 20 years, UNO TV has produced award-winning documentaries that explore, educate, and enlighten. To find out more, call 402-554-2516 or visit unotv.unomaha.edu.
A team of University of Nebraska Medical Center researchers headed by Dr. Matthew Rizzo, professor and chair of the Department of Neurological Sciences, has landed the largest grant ever for UNMC. It's a $20 million 5-year grant from the National Institutes of Health addressing diseases that occur in brain health and aging. The grant creates a collaboration between 9 health institutions and 4 states: Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Kansas. The goal is to develop early career researches into independent sciences and increase the infrastructure and other resources needed to support clinical research in the Midwest.
November is National Diabetes Month. Our reporter Tiara Charay tells us how the disease affects the lives of many people each day and what you can do to prevent it.
Guadalupe Ortiz is a dancer and a college student. When she was 8, she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
It's been about 12 years.
She is one of the 100,000 Nebraskans with diabetes and says dealing with it was hardest when she was a child who wanted to fit in with her classmates.
If there was like cupcakes during class, like they were all having fun and eating them, obviously I couldn't.
While type 1 diabetes is not preventable, type 2 diabetes is much more common and can be prevented. Jerry Tomasevich has had type 2 diabetes for more than 2 decades.
It affects every organ in your body.
The diagnosis also changed his diet.
I would eat ice cream, I would eat pie, I would eat cake, I would eat all of that. Now I don't eat any of that.
A healthy diet and exercise are key to preventing type 2 diabetes. The American Diabetes Association says prevention often starts with replacing sugary drinks with healthier ones.
Obesity is a trigger to type 2 diabetes.
Recent research by the state of obesity indicates that Nebraska has the 14th highest adult obesity rate in the country, which could be a reason the diabetes rates are skyrocketing.
It's grown 20% in the last 5 years.
National Diabetes Month is a great time to make healthy lifestyle changes and undergo diabetes screenings. For the Omaha News, I'm Tiara Charay.
You can get screened for free at the 2016 Diabetes Health Fair on November 14th, World Diabetes Day, from 1 to 4 p.m. The fair will be held at the Barbara Whites Community Engagement Center on the UNO campus.
That does it for our program today. Be sure to join us on election night beginning at 7 o'clock right here on the Knowledge Network.
Also, don't forget to follow the Omaha News on Facebook and Twitter, or check out our website, theomahanews.wordpress.com, for these stories and more.
Due to our special election coverage, we will not be airing a regular newscast next week. So for all of us at the Omaha News, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on November 16th.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders, a place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.